All right, this is number 3, lesson 3, the teacher graded assignment that you have. Let's take a minute and walk through a sample so that you can see what's expected when you do your submission. There's a total of 20 points altogether, and we're going to get 3 points for this first part. We want the standard form of the equation representing the coverage area for each tower. We're going to use horizon acres as the origin. So let's take a look at this table and see what we have. We have circle A, and this is our originating circle. So what I've done, and it's important for me to visualize what's happening and to make that connection, to have graph paper. So I've put some graph paper here, and we're going to put the origin here. I'm going to label this circle A. And that's why I need to refer back to my table when I want to know what A is. So it's going to be horizon acres. And it has horizon acres starts at the origin. So the center of circle A, the center is going to equal to 0, 0. All right, and the radius is given to us right here. It's 5. So I'm going to go ahead and graph that. If I go in any direction from the center of the circle, out 5 units. So I'm just going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I've got this graph paper to help me make it nice and neat. To the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to get really fancy. I'll get my little compass. And I'll use that to sketch a little bit neater. As you all know, I don't sketch very neat. And these tools will also help me figure out if I'm off in measurement. I'm holding it real tight. Oops, and it slipped. Okay, but you get the idea. All right, so I've sketched my circle, circle A, that's horizon acres, and I'm going to move on to circle B. And that's going to be Crystal Lake. Now, Crystal Lake is located 3 miles east and 2 miles north of Horizon Acres. So remember, this is Horizon Acres here. This circle indicates how far the signal of the cell towers will transmit. So if I'm driving outside of this circle, then I'm not going to get cell phone coverage. Okay. All right, so Crystal Lake, we're talking about north, south, east, and west. So let me label north, south. Okay, east is going to be to the right, and west is going to be to the left. So now that I have my orientation, I'm going to go 3 miles east. So start here and go 1, 2, 3, over 3, and 2 miles north. So I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2. So this is where Crystal Lake is located. I'm going to label that B. All right, now I'm going to draw the circle where the cell phone coverage will map. So the radius for this location is 2. So I'll go up 2, to the right 2, to the left 2, and down 2. Sketch this as well. I'm not very good at sketching. Let me just take this and lock that in. Not the best compass, but it's good for sketching. let them use around a little bit. All right. So there's an indication of where Crystal Lake will cover. All right, and then our third location is Mount Pleasant. We're going to go back to where we started, Horizon Acres, and we're going to move 4 miles east and 4 miles south. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And end up here for circle C. That is actually where Mount Pleasant is located, and its cell phone towers radiate 4 units of 4 miles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can sketch that circle in. So now you see where there's some overlap, and we're going to use this to write the standard form of the equation representing the coverage for each tower. So we know the center and the radius for cell tower A. Cell tower B is going to be at Crystal Lake. So the center is, let's go back and look, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Over 3, up 2. The radius is, we get that from our chart, 2. Okay. And cell tower C is at Mount Pleasant, and that is 4 miles to the right, 4 miles down. 4, 4. The radius is 4 as well. All right, so from that, I can write the equation of each circle. Remember, the general form of the equation, or the standard form, is going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So for the first one, x minus 0, okay, I'm not going to put that minus 0. I'm just going to drop that out because it'll save a little bit of room on my paper. And then y minus 0 equals 5 squared. So the equation for the first circle is x squared plus y squared equals 25. For the second circle, we're going to do the same. We'll take x minus h, this is h and this is k when we're talking about the center of a circle. X minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals the radius, which is 2 squared. All right, all we have to do is square 2, and we'll have our equation. I'm going to go ahead and replace that with the 4 here so we don't get all messy. All right, have a little bit of room down here. I'm going to take this center, x minus 4 squared plus y minus, this is h, this is k, y minus 4 squared equals 4 squared. We're going to keep this in this form. And we're just going to square the 4. So we have 16 here. So that is the equation. Make sure I have it right in standard form. All right, so we're going to move on to page 2. Page 2 says write the general equation representing the coverage area for each tower. So I wanted to give myself plenty of room. And I'll take that first equation, x squared plus y squared equals 25. Go back to question 1 and pick up that standard form of the equation, and then it just FOIL everything out, expand everything, move everything over to the left. So on this one, all I have to do is subtract 25 from both sides. And so I have 0 on the right. On the left, we have x squared plus y squared minus 25. We need to put these in order. We put it in alphabetical order with the highest power. And then we move down, and then our constant goes on the end. So this is the general form. All right, for cell tower B, we have this equation. Hold on, let me flip this around. All right, x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 4. So we're just going to FOIL this out. X minus 3 times x minus 3 is x squared. We're going to have negative 3x plus another negative 3x is negative 6x. Plus negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So this is this part right here. We're going to FOIL this out. We'll have y minus 2 times y minus 2. So we'll have y squared. We have a minus 2y and another minus 2y. So that's minus 4y. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Equals 4. So now we're going to put everything in order. We'll put the x squared first. I don't have any more x squareds. Plus the y squared next. This is all addition and subtraction, so you can just drop the parentheses. Make sure you don't lose your negatives. I'll change all of this to plus and put that negative sign by those numbers. All right, then we go down to our x to the first powers, and we have negative 6x. We don't have any more x's to the first power. And then negative 4y. Then we have 4 plus 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's positive 13 equals 4. Now the only other thing we have to do is subtract that 4 from both sides. So we'll have 0 on the right. 13 minus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is 9. And then just pull everything else down. So this is general form. All right, we have one more to do. That last tower, the equation that we wrote was x minus 4 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 16. FOIL this, and we get x squared minus, we have a negative 4x and negative 4x, minus 8x plus 16. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. FOIL this out, and we have y squared. We have a negative 4y is minus 8y, and then negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16, equals 16. Put everything in order, starting with x squared. We have one of those. We have a y squared. We have minus 8x, minus 8y. 16 plus 16 is 32. Okay, and then the last step is to subtract that 16 from the right, and then put it together with the constant on the left when we subtract. So we have x squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 8y plus 16 equals 0. 32 minus 16 is 16. I hope I did that right. I hope you can see everything there. All right, so that's number 2. And I'm going to be grading it off of what you answered for number 1. So I need to see your equations there and how you got them. All right, for question number 3, it says that other towns near Horizon Acres, we label that on our chart as A, circle A, on the table. Which towns presently did not receive service from A, B, or C? So this is why having that graph right here, this chart, is going to make it easy for me to answer this question. All right, so town Dover is 5 miles west and 2 miles north. 5 miles west, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 miles north. And I can see I can scratch it off my list in any of those circles. So Dover, no. You could also bring your graph here. Do that. Let me just flip that over like this. All right, so Eagles Pass is 6 miles west and 13 miles north. Start here, 6 miles west, 13 miles north. It's going to be way off. Braxton is 10 miles due west. Again, that's way off. Georgetown is 2 miles west, 1, 2, and 5 miles south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had so much hope for you. With that compass, this is where it's going to come in and help me. It's just outside the circle. Highway Hills, 7 miles west. That's 5, 6, 7, and 8 miles south. No. Alright, Ipswich is 4 miles east. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 miles north. 1, 2. So Ipswich, yes. Big check there. Alright, Jamestown is 6 miles east and 5 miles north. Nope. Keystone is 8 miles east and 5 miles, or 10 miles south. Nope. And Longmire is 2 miles east and 3 miles south. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So check. There are 2 cities, towns. Make sure I'm answering this question right. Other towns listed. Which towns do not receive service from powers A, B, or C? So all of these that I put X's on are the ones that I need to list that do not receive service. These are the only 2, Ipswich and Longmire, that receive service. Okay, the proposal being considered places a new tower with the center of Highway Hills, and the coverage radius will be 9 miles. So I'm going to need to flip back to where Highway Hills is. So Highway Hills is 7 miles west and 8 miles south of Horizon Acres, which the center of that circle was at the origin. So Highway Hills, we start at the origin. Let me put it on this graph over here. Okay, and we're going to go 7 miles west and 8 miles south. Remember, this is north, south, east, and west. Okay, so it says, let me go back. And 7 miles west, 8 miles south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is where Highway Hills is. We're going to have a radius of 9 miles. I'm going to call this center H for Highway Hills. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I do that one? Yeah. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got to go out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you sketch this out, it's going to be easy for me to grade your work. It doesn't have to be on graph paper, just something where I can see what you're doing. All right, the question is, write the standard form of the equation representing the coverage provided by the proposed tower. So we need the center. The center is going to be -7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and -8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got that from the previous questions. 7 miles west and 8 miles south. Okay, and the radius, it tells us right up here, is 9 miles. So we just plug that into our equation for the circle. X minus, this is h and this is k. X minus h, which is a -7 squared, plus y minus -8 squared equals 9 squared. This becomes plus a positive, x plus 7 squared plus y plus 8 squared equals 81. That's the answer to question A. Write the general form of the equation. So you just fill all that out. Again, we'll get x squared plus 7x plus 7x is 14x plus 7 times 7 is 49. And then we will FOIL out this. We get y squared plus 8 plus 8 is 16y plus 81 equals 81. I've kind of bunched all that together. Now let's order it. We have x squared plus y squared plus 14x plus 16y. And then go ahead and add together. 49 plus 81. I'm going to pull my calculator out just so I'll make sure I'm doing it right. 49 plus 81 is equal to 130 equals 80. Okay. 1 from both sides, and we get 0 on the right, which is what we're looking for, and we get x squared plus y squared plus 14x plus 16y. And what is 130 minus 41? And if I did that right, I get 49. So this is the equation in general form. I can check to make sure I answered it. Now, will any of the 9 cities listed in the table not be serviced by these 4 towers? So I'm going to go back and check. 5 miles west and 2 miles north. So I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. This one is not covered. 6 miles west and 13 miles north. So all of these, and then I circle them and list all the ones that are outside of this circle that you just graphed. All right, I hope this helps you. I think that's all the questions. And if you have any other questions, reach out for help and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for coming.